guys, welcome to the Crow Club. I just finished reading this book called The Bone Witch, and I think it did something kind of funny. I don't know. Let me know if you see any differences between me now and how I used to be. Just kidding. This is Bonita. Everyone say hi, Bonita. Hi, Bonita. She's beautiful. She's naked right now. Well, she has her necklace on, and she has her nails done. T. Even her toesies. I just got her from Michael's. She was $10, and I'm going to knit her little outfits for every season, just like I would a porch goose if I had one. Welcome to another Stab and Gab. Get your warm beverage of choice and your work in progress and cozy up. And if the work in progress happens to be you, that's fine too. We haven't done a Stab and Gab in so long. I did finish up the scarf I was working on from our last Stab and Gabs, except I need to put the tassels on it, but that's not really stabbing. And I did promise handmade gifts for Christmas this year, like a crazy person. We're starting a new project today. We have to go old school. I have to use the little set of knitting needles, the double-ended ones, because my mom and my sister both wanted a pair of mittens, and my looped knitting needles are too big. Even my custom ones. Bear with me, because this involves math, not my strong suit. I don't know. Ugh. What's a number that's divisible by 4 and also by 3? Hold on. 32 is not divisible by 3. 4 is more important than having 3 even. I guess 32. 32, 10. Okay. I landed on 36, and I'm not changing it. Anyways, long time no see. We haven't yapped in so long. I don't even know the last thing we yapped about. I don't even think I did like a reading wrap-up in my last Stab and Gab. I just talked, which is common for me. So obviously, as you can see, the book stack has grown. I got a chair. Amazing news for me, so I'm not sitting on the floor. If you can hear the clicking and clanking of these little needles, I'm so sorry. This is the life that we have to live now. I did do all the bookish things in relation to celebrating and talking about Palestine. And I wrote out what I want to say about it. But I just feel like the video is missing something. Because like for Suicide Prevention Month, I did other things. And also for Hispanic Heritage Month, I did other things besides just reading. I feel like there's something I'm missing for celebrating and bringing awareness to Palestine. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. That's, I think, the last thing that we talked about for the Stab and Gab. What else is new? I don't think I talked to you about what books I read. The Astonishing Color of After. That was the book for Suicide Prevention Month, which was super fun. That was a good book. I liked it. I don't know. If you want to hear more in-depth thoughts, it's all in the suicide prevention video. I think it's right at the beginning if you're not interested in watching me go on an adventure and try to write a book. Holding Up the Universe was really good. It had like featured main characters that I'd never really seen before featured. I'd never had a character who had facial blindness, so that was really interesting to read about. YA, the author Jennifer Niven also wrote All the Bright Places, which is the most devastating YA book that I've ever read. It's up there like next to The Fault in Our Stars, to be honest. So if you loved The Fault in Our Stars, read All the Bright Places. The duology, Goddess and the Machine and Devil and the Device. I got the first book in a bookish box in like 2020, I think. I'm not really a sci-fi girly, not my forte, but I did like Goddess and the Machine. That was a tangible sci-fi for me. It felt like something I could read and understand. And it ended on something of a cliffhanger. Was very excited when I found its sequel at Half Price Books. The sequel was also very good. All the plot twists I thought were really good. I truly did not see any of them coming, which is good. But also that might just be because I'm not a sci-fi girly and I don't know anything about sci-fi or pretend to know anything about sci. I know a little bit about fi, not much about sci. My husband and I finally finished reading Song of Achilles. We like to read books together. Our first books that we read together were the Percy Jackson series because I'd never read them. We read Heartstopper. We've both read The Fault in Our Stars separately. I read it and I left notes for him, and then he read it and left notes for me. And then Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, another one of my faves. We read then also Song of Achilles, which took us like a full year to finish because we got really bad at reading, apparently. So we finally finished that. It was really good. I liked the ending a lot. Just reading about war is not always a fave for me, but the romance was good, and the ending, obviously, especially, was the best. And we had so much fun filming the behind the scenes, and then I lost the footage because I don't understand technology. Then also all the books from Hispanic Heritage. Again, those are all in the Hispanic Heritage wrap-up. If you are interested in hearing more in-depth thoughts, those are all in there. That was so much fun doing 3 books and then going out to celebrate Hispanic Heritage by eating at a local Mexican restaurant was really fun. And then diving into the culture and the art of the Huichol yarn art. The Huichol peoples, they make yarn art, which is stunning, beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful, holy shit. So to try my tiny little raccoon hand at it, had so much fun. I was covered in Mod Podge and yarn, and it was worth it. Also read Hexwood by Diana Wynne Jones. Couldn't tell you the plot. I'm so sorry. If you're watching this, if you're the person that picked it, I'm so sorry. I did not understand a single thing that happened. If you asked me to recount the plot for you right here, right now, there were aliens, and it was a King Arthur retelling in some way. And also time travel. I even tried to look up, I tried to Google it and Spark Notes it, and reading it, I was like, yeah, I think that's exactly what I thought was happening. It still didn't make any sense to me. So maybe it's one of those books you have to read 14 times, and then you're like, oh my god, this is an astounding piece of literature. Any hoozle, the 3 books I read for Hispanic Heritage Month: Down These Mean Streets, a memoir by Piri Thomas, I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica L. Sanchez, and Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. The Vampires of El Norte, I would read that book 14 times. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was so good. I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter, also amazing. Down These Mean Streets, I think that's a pretty fair assessment of the book. Moving on. I finished those at the beginning-ish of October, so I took a little break before I jumped into the books for Palestine. Got a little wild, got a little kooky. I read The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. That one was just silly, fun, good time. It was pretty cute. For romances, for me, I need a slow burn. I need things to be taken at a glacial speed, because once they start fucking, the plot really drops off. There's just no semblance of a plot anymore. We're not even pretending to have a plot. But there's still things that need to happen for the plot. But they're so busy having sex, there's no plot. Hey, if that's your cup of tea, great for you. It's not for me. And I read the 3 books for Palestinian Heritage Awareness Celebration Month. I'll tell you what they are. I won't give full details since I still need to make and release that video. I read You Exist Too Much by Zaina Arafat. That one was queer. I also read A Woman Is No Man by Etaf Rum. That one was amazing. And then I also read The 100 Years War on Palestine. That one has 14 titles. Hold on. The 100 Years War on Palestine: A History of Settler Colonial Conquest and Resistance from 1917 to 2017 by Rashid Khalidi. That one, holy shit. I think, spoiler alert, I think everyone needs to get a copy of that book before we start burning books, because history is not always kind to the victims of a story. So if we can have as much physical media of a victim story as possible, that's going to be the only thing that keeps us moving forward. That being said, I'm going to move on. I also started reading ebooks through my library. Ebooks of physical books that I already own, because I can't fuck up the stack, God forbid. So I also read the Bone Witch trilogy by Rin Chupeco. It's gotta be, right? So I read that trilogy. It was fine. I mean, I read it. I felt the first book was more of just a big lore drop, and then the second book is where we really got some plot cooking. So the second book was pretty good, and then the third book was pretty good. But the amount of lore in book 1 was so much. There was so much that I just felt overwhelmed with it, and I didn't really get to appreciate the story for what it was. I just got so sick of reading lore that I was forgetting a lot of it, and it all kind of came back. And then to round out October, I finished with reading Fang Fiction by someone. Kate Stayman London. I didn't say it was good. I said I had a good time. We are now firmly in November, against my will. November is my least favorite month because it has Thanksgiving, which is my least favorite holiday. I've just never really liked Thanksgiving. November is just if I had to describe November, I would call it the Thursday of the months. It's not really Friday. It's not really December. It's just a weird month. Anyways, November is also Indigenous Peoples Heritage Month, which we will be celebrating. I started reading Braiding Sweetgrass. Oh my god. Stunning work of art. I'm listening to it on audio through the library. I do own a physical copy because I'm broken. and need both. But reading the audiobook is read by the author. It sounds like a tender mother putting me to sleep. It sounds like a bedtime story. It's full of wonderful stories about the different kinds of like agriculture and different kinds of plants and the history of America pre-colonization and like Earth and all this really beautiful stuff. Absolutely stunning so far. I'm literally like maybe 2 hours into the audiobook and it's a full 17, irregardlessly having a great time. So if you want to read along, we're reading Braiding Sweetgrass by someone, Robin Wall Kimmerer. Nope, Kimmerer. Kimmerer. What an interesting name. It has 2 ERs. Look at that. Stunning. Her voice is so soothing. It is so peaceful and calming. So we're reading this for our nonfiction. I also thought this one looked interesting. Never Whistle at Night, an Indigenous dark fiction anthology. We're still kind of in spooky season. This cover work is stunning. And this one I got at a book sale. So it's called The Snake Falls to Earth by Darcy Little Badger. Those are the 3 books we're reading for Indigenous Peoples Month. I think that's all I have to say for now. I got nowhere on these mittens. Look at these little guys. This is gonna be such a long process because I have to do this twice and then again for my mother. If this was fun for you, stick around. If you want to keep a more up-to-date idea of what I'm reading, I am on Goodreads at Madly Peculiar, Madly with 2 D's. And that's my handle on literally everything. Instagram, TikTok, most of these things are on Instagram. My Good Books, Cute Legs pictures go up. I'm so behind on taking pictures, it's not even remotely funny. So that video will be up someday, and the Palestine video will be up. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you guys had a wonderful time, and that we made something together. Go, I don't know, go read something. Love you, bye.